One of these Titans just lost his show. The other Titan is getting ready to make his live TV action debut. This is Universal Fight Club. Don't forget to vote in the annotation above. What's up, Universe, and welcome back to the web's first must-see comic and nerd culture show. Welcome to Comic Universe, guys. I'm your host, as always, C-Dubs, and as you can see, still riding solo on this video. And guys, we have two Titans from the two comic Titans themselves, Marvel and DC, battling it out here today. Fanboys, you need to vote for who's going to win this one. In the red corner, someone who just took an L, lost his show, the indestructible, if you will, the bulletproof skin man himself, Luke Cage, versus, in the blue corner, the juiced up steroid maniac himself, DC's own Bane. And like I said, guys, one just lost his show. The other's getting ready to show up on Gotham regardless of how weird he looks. But we're going to be taking the comic iterations of these characters, guys. The ones that we are the ones we know the most about, if you will. Now, guys, I'm going to kind of go through. These guys have been around for a while. They're very popular in today's comic universe, if you will, nerd culture. So, and especially with Luke Cage having his own show, we all kind of know the origin already. Unfortunately, found his way into prison, became a victim of an experiment that granted him indestructible skin. Well, for all intents and purposes, if you will, bulletproof skin, essentially. Luke Cage, able to lift anywhere between 25 to 60 tons. Okay, street brawler, boxer, has learned additional training from Captain America, as well as training within the Avengers training room, if you will. Of course, you know he's had to have picked up a few things from his homeboy, Iron Fist. Okay, his buddy, his partner in crime, if you will, or his partner against crime, if you will, Iron Fist. The indestructible skin, durability, out the yin-yang, if you will. Close and long-range fire does not affect him. Most explosives don't even affect him. Able to go toe-to-toe with the likes of Rhino and Thing. A little outclassed by of course, the Hulk. But could go toe-to-toe with those others, at least in a short period of time. Heightened speed as well, a little above average. And along with his durability, his stamina is a little heightened as well. And, in his time of solving crimes as a hero for hire, as well as, working closely with Misty Knight, he is also, his detective skills, if you will, have never been really a focal point in the comic book, but he clearly would have to have some if he's taking on that kind of a role and working that closely with, again, the likes of a Misty Knight, if you will. And then again, on the blue corner, we have the juiced up Venom monster himself, the man who broke the bat. Let me say that again. I know it's a part of pop culture and we take it for granted, but the man who broke the bat. I mean, it doesn't say it. It's not stated enough. And I know into this day and age, Batman gets overplayed, but Batman is a serious threat to anyone and everyone. We just have to deal with it. Regardless of how ludicrous it would be in the real world, in the comic book world, his prep time is second to none. It is essentially a superpower. We need to face it. And guys, to outthink, out-strategize, and outperform and essentially last the Batman is a big deal. It's something that cannot be underlooked. This man, once on the steroid, somewhere again in that same type of range between the 25 probably between the 10 and the 60-ton range, probably closer maybe to a 40-ton range for Bane. But what Bane may lack in his density and durability compared to Luke Cage, he makes up for it in the mind and in the fighting skills. This is a guy who has essentially taken many forms of martial arts and pulled it all together and has created his own form of martial arts that even can rival at times the Batman. He's able to keep up with the Batman, Ra's al Ghul, Lady Shiva. He's able to keep up hand-to-hand combat with those guys. he is in that same upper tier of hand-to-hand martial artists in the DC universe, if you will. Again, and then mopped up on that juice, if you will, intense heightened speed, insane and heightened strength. Okay, so everything is going to be one up above, if you will. And in addition to that, again, he is a brilliant, brilliant psychologist. He can break down a fight. He can plan it out. He's essentially, at many times, equal to Batman even in his prep. He was able to devise a plan on how to take down the one man that even Superman fears. Okay? He was able to do that. And again, obviously break his spine. Now, of course, Batman did come back, and we all know Bane at times does not like the juice, or he always likes the juice, but at times he hasn't been on the juice. But for the sake of this fight, obviously, he will be on the Venom. But again, his mind and his combatant strategies is, I think, going to be the key here, guys. I don't want to sway you guys either which way, but I just think that this matchup is a lot closer than some people think. First thing, everyone's going to go, oh man, Bane's going to punch him, he's not going to feel it. I beg to differ, and again, we've seen, and again, the show is a little bit of a, we're not taking the show version, but you've seen when someone with comparable strength is able to ring Luke Cage's bell. So Bane will have comparable strength. Again, I know the strength range can kind of vary depending on who's writing him, but for the sake of this, we're going to kind of keep them, roughly in that kind of area, I know sometimes, Bane is somewhere maybe 1 ton, 2 ton range, but I've also seen him do things that are just clearly the 10s and 20 ton range as well. So again, someone with comparable strength can ring Luke Cage's bell. Not to mention, we've also seen the likes of like Danny Rand, just his skill being able to match and combat Luke Cage's strength and durability. Okay, so Bane here would be able to match him toe-to-toe, blow for blow, for the most part. Now, Bane is also really smart. He's going to know not to stand up close with this guy. Once he knows he's throwing his heaviest hits, he hit him with a car door, hit him with a hood or something like that, and, Cage is still coming at him, not feeling it. He's going to figure that out and work his way back. Not to mention, Bane has been known also to use firearms, missiles, rocket launchers, things like that. And he does have access to them, at different points in his career. Now, again, the small arm fire, he's going to realize isn't affecting, and he's going to have to re-strategize, if you will. But Bane, again, is the type of guy that's able to figure this out. Let's take him and, drown him, something to that effect. Bane is a smart enough guy to do that. But I also don't want to take anything away from the likes of Luke Cage. Luke Cage is also common sense. He's a bum in it. Living on the streets, fighting on the streets, trying to survive on the streets. You learn a certain swagger and a certain way of life. Okay, Cage is a legitimate tough man. Okay, and he's sometimes sly as a fox too. So I don't want to underplay Luke Cage's approach to this fight as well. But this is definitely 2 heavy hitters going at each other. Again, one taking an L in the cinema universe and one about to make his debut. But unfortunately, I think he's going to take an L too because he looks like crap. And if you haven't seen him, check him out. All right, universe, time to vote. As you guys know, annotation at the top is the only way your fighter gets to win this vote. And now, if you want to know who won the last fight, I'm going to tell you guys. So the winner of the last fight between Venom and the Predator was the Predator. 75% to 25%. That actually blows my mind. I thought Venom was going to be the clean sweep here. But I guess, maybe the movie just didn't sit well with people. I don't know, guys. Again, the only way your favorite character is going to win, or the guy you think actually deserves to win, is if you vote on the annotation above. Feel free to comment below, guys, as well as if you have any other ideas for any other fights here at Comic Universe. And until next time, I'm C-Dubs, and I'll see you in the universe.